Along with the news of US-Iran conflict, hashtag WW3 began trending on popular social media apps. And it's not just about World War III. There are jokes surrounding climate change, political candidates, the coronavirus, and more. From the surface, it seems that teens are simply not taking matters seriously. But what if it's more than that? To find out more, we turn to students for their thoughts on this issue.
It's helped me kind of take my mind off of everything that's happening in my life.
People like to take things that are serious and laugh at it because, it makes coping easier.
There are important issues, but the main purpose of memes is it's just a satire, you know? It's something that we can alleviate the pain from.
Marriage and family therapist Kathy Hayes says that like the many generations before them, the younger generation today faces a tremendous amount of stress as they transition to adulthood and face uncertain futures. So many turn to social media and memes to alleviate their anxiety.
So a lot of fears and anxiety that are happening for adolescents and teenagers. There's such a high need for having that perfect GPA to get into colleges, but I think also just going into adulthood and what is that going to look like for them. Those kinds of things are really bringing more anxiety in teens than I think we saw even 20 years ago. First and foremost, definitely humor is an incredible, very researched coping mechanism that can be used for anxiety and depression.
I think climate change is probably the one that I probably think about the most, about being something that'll drastically change how I live in the future. It's like water levels that rise and stuff that could be pretty scary to think about, like that city's going underwater and stuff.
When we're in our downtime, sometimes that's when we need that time to have that humor and to play and to not take life so seriously all the time in order to be able to have that balance within our own mental health issues. In adolescence, we see them joking around a lot, using memes, making light of things, making videos to kind of have satire about different political views or even incidents in our world that are happening today.
Satire about serious issues has always been around, but what's new is the ease with which people can connect and communicate across time and space to get their views out there. Gen Z is native to communicating this way, and when the older generations express their concerns about the way the younger generation jokes around on the internet, they simply say, "Okay, boomer."
Although older people, they were brought up different from us and they have different mindsets. When younger generations come up with responses to their racism or their homophobia or anything like that, our response was just to turn to jokes and make something as serious to that as into a joke like "Okay, boomer," which is a really popular one that just came up.
Although some would say that the use of memes and TikTok are a coping mechanism, others will even call it youth activism. Associate Professor Derek Burrell says that the internet is an astonishingly effective tool that allows any young person a voice and a place to be heard.
There's always the stress of being a teenager, being at the cusp of adulthood, but not having the power that's afforded to adults. Teenagers or young people in general, even into their 20s, are so active on social media, stating their opinions, creating memes, responding to current events, things that bother them. That to me is an act of bravery.
I think when people post stuff about issues like that, it's to kind of express how they feel about it. So maybe they have like a humorous personality, but they also care about the issue. So when you post like a meme or something like that, it's using both your humor and then also what you care about.
I feel with like TikTok, it's kind of like diminishing the overall seriousness of the topic. For adults compared to us, they kind of have a little bit more control and a little bit more authority over these types of problems. They're a little bit more educated and, or I guess, more informed on these topics. So I feel like it is something that the younger generation should be on top of and that we should worry about, just trying to get more informed and more active on these serious world issues.
Banding together as an entire youth group against something like climate change, that's a righteous anger, which I completely understand and believe in and still feel like I have it. I can't wait to see what kinds of, and this has already happened obviously, but what kinds of activism can come out of meme making. People want to, say something about their community or do something in their community and share that, or, stage a virtual protest, but they're just, it's dizzying. I'm excited, I'm scared.
This is Hannad Kiyan reporting from Etiwanda High School in PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs.